rise. Judge Bunderby Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1055, Scott case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Mrs. Scott, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I am just really tired of my husband not doing things that he should be doing, such as spending quality time with me and our 17-year-old daughter.
Okay.
He's just not coming up to par, and frankly, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of it.
All right. So you all have a 17-year-old daughter.
Yes.
And you're tired of him not spending quality time with you and your daughter.
That's right.
I can totally understand that. Now, what does that have to do with me?
Well, I want a divorce.
You want a divorce because of that? You want to put him on child support because of that?
Welcome to Truth Court, where legal smackdowns meet real-life drama. And today, things get messy. Mrs. Scott has had it. She's fed up with her husband, Mr. Scott, a recently retired military veteran. Not taking her out, not spending quality time with her 17-year-old daughter, and basically being emotionally absent. She's so done. She wants a divorce and child support. But here's the twist. Mr. Scott is in the family's rock for decades. He just wrapped up 50 years of honorable military service. And now, after all that sacrifice, he's being dragged into court because his wife is bored. Enter Judge Von de Bee, sharp, logical, and not one to sugarcoat the truth. Is Mrs. Scott just being petty, or is something deeper going on beneath the surface? What starts as a messy breakup quickly turns into a courtroom wake-up call. And trust me, the ending, you won't see it coming.
Yes, obviously. I mean, he is the provider of our home. And absolutely, I want child support.
He's the provider of your home and you just want to get rid of him like that?
I just feel
because
like,
you're being petty and in your feelings?
well, I feel like we've just grown apart, and I'm just tired of him not making me happy. He doesn't take me out. We don't do fun things anymore. And frankly, I'm bored.
Oh, okay. Mr. Scott, why are you boring this woman to death over here?
I'm not really sure why I'm here.
Honestly, I'm not sure why you're here either. It sounds like she's just in her feelings right now because you're not spending time with her and your 17-year-old daughter. And that's not what court is for. We don't just place people on child support because we're in our feelings.
I recently retired. I'm tired. I worked 50 years. And
then it happens. Judge Vonda starts questioning the entire foundation of the case. Mr. Scott is financially stable, has no criminal record, no signs of neglect or abuse, nothing that screams unfit. So why are we here? Mrs. Scott isn't claiming harm. She's just bored. So here's the million-dollar question. Can emotional boredom become a legal reason for child support? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should a lack of romance send you to family court?
From the military.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
This man is tired. That's why he probably doesn't want to spend quality time all the time. Can you give him a break?
Well,
and sir, can you spend some more time with your 17-year-old daughter?
When she's home, I'm more than willing to do that, but she's 17 years old.
Right.
I mean, she has a life, friends, a phone, and I'm available.
I can definitely understand that. I can definitely understand that. Mrs. Scott, let's not be petty. Don't do that. There is no reason to come to court and divorce this man, place him on child support, especially if you say he's a provider. He seems like he's a good man, retired military. He takes care of you, obviously. You look beautiful. So I don't think this is the right route that you need to go. Most people that come in this court get put on child support because they either deserve to be put on it or they were doing something they didn't have any business doing when it comes down to not taking care of their kids. So I just wouldn't want to put this man on child support just because, like I said, you're...
Let's not forget, retired military. That alone explains a lot. Mr. Scott has likely spent decades in rigid routines, deployed overseas, missing birthdays and holidays, all in the name of service. Now he's home, trying to adjust to civilian life. And suddenly, his wife wants spark, excitement, romance. This moment hits hard. It's about more than just court filings. It's about what happens after the mission ends. Is this emotional neglect or just a rocky transition from soldier to husband again?
Your Honor, I really don't feel like I'm in my feelings because it's important in a relationship for there to be wonderful things happening. We have to find ways to keep our relationship healthy and strong and moving forward. We can't just stand still
Now I
and
feel
be
like a counselor.
stagnant. I mean, he's got to come up, he's got to do more.
Mr. Scott, can you assure Mrs. Scott that you're going to do more so you do not have to come in this courtroom and be placed on child support for a 17-year-old child?
I think her concern is it cannot solely be a burden for me. We have to work together.
I agree.
I
agree.
Yes.
You like that? I like that. That touched my heart.
And then, boom, Judge Vonda drops a golden truth. Court, she says, is not your emotional diary. If there's no abuse, neglect, or legitimate harm, then court isn't a place for unmet emotional needs. If you're dragging your partner into court over missed date nights or a lack of Netflix bonding, that's not justice. That's revenge. So here's a real question. At what point does emotional unhappiness become a legal issue? Judge Vonda draws that line, and she draws in bold.
Okay, and he loves you too. So can I go ahead and dismiss this case and put people on child support that need to be on here?
Yes.
Thank you. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And finally, the truth spills out. Mrs. Scott still loves her husband. And when Mr. Scott says, we must work together, even Judge Vonda's tone softens. This wasn't just a child support case. It was a couple in crisis, using the courtroom as their final cry for help. But in a rare twist, the courtroom became a place of reconciliation, not retribution. No divorce, no child support, just a reality check for two people lost in routine. So what really happened? A wife starved for emotional connection, a husband trying to adapt after years of duty, and a judge who reminded them both. Feelings aren't facts, and court isn't therapy. What do you think? Was Mrs. Scott being unreasonable or just asking for more in her marriage? If you found this case as raw and real as we did, hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Truth Court for more jaw-dropping courtroom moments.
I just want to go over what you saw in the Scott case. The Scott case was very cute, but it also had some petty elements to it, right? So wife was mad at her husband. He wasn't spending any time with her. He wasn't spending any time with their 17-year-old daughter. She said she had grown bored of their relationship. Well, you also saw that they made up, right? It's never going to be a good basis, guys, to come to court because you are in your feelings. It's very petty, and quite frankly, court is not the place for it. You really want to come to court based on good grounds. You know, one parent is not supporting the children like they're supposed to, or, you know, anything along those lines. But just remember, don't